Hi, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. The Philippines will break you, or maybe not, but it breaks many, and we've got some good examples. Stick around, let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, what do I mean? You know what? I've come to the conclusion, unfortunately, that there are a lot of weak, unprepared men coming to the Philippines. What we see most often, and it doesn't matter what nationality, they can be American, British, Australian, German. My latest example is Norwegian. All right. These men are unprepared, absolutely unprepared. And when they come unprepared, or when you come unprepared, you're screwed. All right. Um, there's no getting past it. It's not a recovery point. Now let me explain this. All right. Um, Before I do though, please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up if you find this video interesting. All right. If you don't prepare your finances, your health care, your correspondence, and all of the things that go along with that before you come to the Philippines, you are just a walking recipe for a disaster. And I can't say it any better way. I mean, unfortunately, there are people that get it right and there are people that get it wrong. But we see lately a lot of people get it wrong. All right. And what do I mean by that? First off, finances. I think you've seen a million videos on preparing finances. If you don't have it underhand by now, if you don't have it under control, if you aren't aware of it, then there's no sense in me preaching to you. All right? It's that simple. In fact, we don't want to preach to anybody. What we want to do is ensure that you prepare yourself. Put your finances in order. Number two, consider your health care. Consider your physical capability and abilities. All right. Number three, understand that you need a budget and you need to stick with that budget. A budget doesn't mean spending every penny you get every month. You should budget some money for savings as well. Finally, accept reality. All right. You have to face reality. You know what? Many expats are leaving where they are for two reasons. Number one, they either don't like where they're at, just because of the political environment, the economic environment, whatever. And then the rest of them, they're leaving because they're running away to start over. I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. If I had a miserable life, if I wasn't happy, why wouldn't I go somewhere else and start over again? There's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to adapt as well. If you can't do the basics of preparation, if you can't be prepared, all right, then there's no way you're going to make it here in the Philippines. There's just no way. You're not going to have the right attitude. You're not going to have the patience. You're going to feel entitled. You're no better than anybody else. We are no better than anybody at all. We're just simple people, and we keep it simple. We absolutely do. And so should you. The Philippines will break you if you can't wait in line, if you can't keep your mouth shut, which I got to admit, sometimes it's difficult. If you can't understand that you're dealing with a 21st century process in a 19th century environment, I mean, you've got bank cards, you've got electronic banking, you've got this, you've got that. But one little glitch can take forever. For instance, Gcash, which you would if you're going to stay here for any length of time, you're going to use Gcash. It's so convenient for so many things. But one little hiccup in Gcash can literally take you a week to get straightened out. All right. I just had something pop up. I got a fraud alert on actually on my debit card, which has never been used in the Philippines. Never. All right. I got a fraud alert on my Wells Fargo debit card. Never been used in the Philippines. Never, ever have we used an ATM. All right. So be it. I said, what's going on? And I'm reading the fraud alert and I don't really recognize the charge. And so I immediately get on the phone with my credit card company. And I'm talking to them and their information doesn't work with my information. And then all of a sudden we figure out, hold on a second, I'm talking to Citibank. This email is a fraud alert from Wells Fargo. And it didn't come like, because it's not uncommon for me to get a fraud alert from Citibank. Citibank will send me a fraud alert. I say, yeah, I made that charge and we're all good to go. And it's all through email. I had to call Wells Fargo. Well, gee, that took a little bit of time. And it would have cost somebody to call the U.S. No, it doesn't cost me. There's a couple options out there for you. We have a monthly subscription to Skype. So that way I can call my friends in the U.S. I don't pay load or international or anything like that. Either way, my point is it took a little bit of time and effort. But what if you didn't realize it? But what if it had been real? What would you have done? Are you prepared for that? Are you bringing more than one credit card? All right. Is there somebody back home that can handle this for you? Can you call somebody? Let's see here. It's 1:30 in the afternoon here, which would put it about 11:30 at night at my brother's house. So am I going to call and wake him up? Be prepared. Have a way to communicate. And then one of the things we don't talk about often, or one of the things that doesn't come up often, family. Family back home. Will you be staying in touch? You should. Staying in touch with your siblings, staying in touch with your children, staying in touch with your parents. Of the three, you can't possibly have a miserable relationship with all three. I mean, come on. If you have a miserable relationship with all three, your parents, your siblings, and your children, you're not going to make it here either, because odds are there's something wrong with you. Now, exceptions to all the rules. Some people don't have parents left. Some people don't have siblings at all. And some people have been forcibly removed from their children's lives. So, exceptions to all rules. I understand that. Either way, my point is you will get broken. The Philippines will wear you down. Here's another perfect example. We have two big box stores, S&R and Landers. They're sort of like knockoffs on Costco. Yesterday, Arlen and I, we had errands to run, and one of them was to go to Landers, which we don't go to often at all. But one of our subscribers said, hey, they have Brazilian beef. I really love it. You should try it. So I said, you know what, honey? I also know because I talked to Philly in the Philippines, Brian was telling me they always have French onion dip. So I said, let's go to Landers because there's two things I want to pick up. All right. While we're going through Landers, there is these displays, vitamin B, vitamin C, multivitamins. Now, these are the big, these are the big jugs. There's 1,000 pills in each one of these. I don't know how many. Trust me, it's got to be 2 years worth of pills in there. All right, over a year for sure. I mean, these things are big. All right. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, oh man, I could use refill. My multivitamins are getting low and these prices are really good. This was at Landers. So I grab one and then I say, you know what? Maybe I should just grab two. Let's see how long they're going to be before they expire. I shit you not, this jug had at least 500 capsules, 500 tablets, multivitamin. Take one a day. It expires in 40 days. 40 days it expired from. We picked up another one. Same thing. We looked and then at a couple of other items. Same way. Well, that's not going to work. Damn. Good thing I checked it out. I would hate to have paid for this, gotten home, taken half a dozen days worth of these before, I accidentally saw the expiration date and realized I didn't get my money's worth. So then we started checking a couple of other things like Tostitos cheese dip. All right. Literally, it's October the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's October the 10th. Every can of Tostitos cheese dip, and they had about 1,000 of them. All right, just stacks and stacks and stacks of boxes of them, all expire November 25th. 45 days. Now, I could probably deal with vitamins, but this is an edible, perishable item. I'm not sure what happens. We all know that that's really a sell-by date more than an ineffective date. But who wants to take that chance? Who really wants to take that chance? These are the kinds of things that will frustrate people. All right. Arlene spent an hour on the phone this morning with Converge trying to fix our internet problem. And even after that, the girl finally says, I don't know, I'm going to have to get a ticket. We'll call you back in 24 to 48 hours. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have to go down there to Converge, and it's going to have to get a very strong conversation. Now, I won't be an ass, but it'll be a very strong conversation. They are overcharged us by, I don't remember, like 500, 700, no, 1,400 pesos last month. And then this month, they've overcharged us by 1,000. It's ridiculous. Okay. So will the Philippines break you? If you don't prepare, it's going to. Because if you have problems on top of everyday life here, you are screwed. You're going to end up just like this morning. This morning, before I go to Tequila Reef a couple days a week for breakfast, give Arlen a break. All right? I'm down there this morning, and there's a guy, and he's Norwegian. And they're not even open yet. It's like 5 minutes of 8. I sit down outside. I get my phone. I send a text. Let Arlen know I'm there. Yeah. This guy at 5 minutes of 8 in the morning is drunk off his ass. That's going to be you if you come ill prepared. So I caution you, be prepared. Tell me what you think about it. Have you seen expats fail? How many expats have you seen come here and fail? Did you fail and go home? Are you thinking that you might fail? Are you preparing? Are you being diligent about being prepared to come to this country? In the comments below, let us know. Tell us about it. All right. Otherwise, thanks. Have a great day.